Right, where do I start? I suppose... Well, it's the third winter after everything happened. I don't really count days anymore, just the seasons, really. It makes it easier that way. The house is, whoever lived here before, they built it right. There's stone walls, heavy doors, deep chimney. Really, it's the first place in a long while that doesn't feel like it's listening when I breathe, if that makes sense. So, I'll start this here. A record of sorts. Something human. If you're watching this, that means either I'm dead, or I left this behind on purpose. Either way, it means you're still alive, and that's got to count for something. You probably already know what the world looks like now. Empty highways, hollow towns, the sound of your own heartbeat being the loudest thing for miles outside of the groaning. Do you know no one ever figured out what started it? Some said it was a virus, others swore it was punishment. My guess? It doesn't really matter. The dead started walking and we started running, and that's the story. We thought there'd be help, some kind of cure, a signal, maybe, a safe zone of sorts. I know they tried, but nothing ever stuck. No answers, just the dead and the living trying not to join them. The first cities to fall went loud. I mean loud. Explosions and screams and smoke that didn't clear for days, But after all of that, everything just got quiet. And that's the part no one warned us about. Now, there's only a few kinds of people left. Some built walls and never came out again. They farm what they can and keep their gates locked and pray no one brings trouble. Others keep on moving, never sleeping in the same place twice. They live light, but they tend to die lighter. And some gave up being people altogether. They stopped talking, started moving like the dead, living in the woods and wearing whatever they kill. You see them sometimes from the tree line. You don't wave. You don't ask questions. You just keep walking. Me? I stay in the middle. I move when I have to, hide when I can, learn how to patch wounds and how to tell the difference between silence and danger, which is, frankly, an art now. On food, I've learned how to fish and hunt or trap for food, because 3 winters in and the good stuff is hard to come by. Either it's all eaten, rotten, or someone out there has gathered it all up and isn't sharing. Speaking of sharing, I have met others, shared fires and stories. Sometimes, honestly, that's worse than being alone, but sometimes it is better. But I started these recordings because I don't really want to forget, what life used to feel like, what it still might feel like, if we kind of fight to keep it. Not like fighting with guns and for glory, that's over. I mean, fighting to stay human. And to remember birthdays and laughter and the sound of rain on a roof that doesn't leak, or someone humming away when they're mixing their stew. So, I guess this is entry 1. I'll keep these going if I can. Try to pass on what I've learned a little bit. I don't know if we come back from this really, but I know we keep going, and that's got to count for something. But if you're still breathing, you've already done the hardest part. And now I think comes the part where we learn how to live again.